Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Oh no, Ethel Merman's in the house. Hi, Wesley. Hi, Colette. Oh my gosh, you guys, I feel so important. There are people waiting for my live stream on Friday. I don't know what's going on, y'all, but well, I do have an idea of what's going on. And wow. Yes. Oh my goodness. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your daughter, tell your son, tell your grandparents, tell everybody. Oh no, my musical theater is coming in. I know the view is a little different today, but I'm seeing if it affects my views because I can't remember everything all the time. Although I'm doing my best. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Heidi. Bonjour, Lane. Oh my God. Wow is right? These squares. I mean, I'm grateful it like came off, but whew, this ain't no joke, Buttercup. Ain't no joke. Oh, I don't want this up. Um, how is everyone doing? Having lunch at the same time? Oh, have a bite for me. I'm intermittently fasting and riding these waves of holy moly. As y'all know, if you need a reading or a sound healing, you can go to kristenwriter.com. I have some sessions opening up after Tuesday next week, I think. And I'm so excited. I'm going to start recording evergreen version of my platonic sound program this weekend. I'm going to try and do two this weekend, but this program is so powerful. It like blows me up from the inside out, the best way possible. And then those will be available for purchase on my Platonic Sound tab in the future. So I'll get a newsletter out and let you all know. And if you're not on my newsletter, you can enter your email on my website and subscribe to my newsletter. And oh my goddess, y'all, Kathy needs a nap. Yeah, it's a lot. Hey, napping helps us get these energies in for real, for real, for real. They help us anchor these and ground these in. Kathy, I slept so well the night after your session. Thank you so much. Oh, yes, please remember to donate $1, $2, $3 more. I don't know what we're all doing it for. That's not true. I so know what we're all doing this for, and it's going to be magical and miraculous. And oh my God. Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy. And I love that we all gather here on these Fridays because, I mean, haven't we said what a week for all of 2025 so far? And like, we're just getting started. Like, we haven't even, wait, well, I guess we've gone through the first quarter because April, but y'all, like, Mercury comes out of shadow soon in the next couple of days. We've got this new moon on Sunday. 3:31 p.m. Oh my gosh, if you're a Serious Joy member, I started doing the guided meditations for your new moon ceremony, and it came out stunningly. And we just birthed my new show on Serious Joy last week, Moon Wisdom, kind of a callback to the full moon goddess that I started with my soul brother Wateki eons ago. Unite the Light is happening, y'all. We've made some adjustments. May 17th and 18th, we will be in Nashville. I will be bringing my bowls. Of course, I look at this on the bottom of the deck. Love it. Hi, Luffield. Gotta watch it off a blinker. Okay, we're going to be watching you, Luffield. All right. Yeah, let's just, yeah. We're going to pull from the Sherilyn Amazing deck. Just these, we need a general for right now, y'all, because these energies are so humbling and challenging and amazing all at the same time. This Venus-Saturn conjunction, what? what? I mean, and I'm looking at my own life of something that happened with me April 6th, and I'm like, yeah, that's over. Wow, humble, humble, humble. And yeah. So all right, yeah. Okay, they're like, get to work. I'm gonna get to work so we are on time because I appreciate being on time. Yeah, mother, father, God, my light language changes every day, y'all. Every day. Okay. General for all of us for this Friday, April 25th. Whoo! Yes. Rhythm. For the rhythm of life is a powerful beat. If you have the opportunity to go listen to some live music or to get out and dance, I don't care if you dance in your living room, get grounded in this now. It's been so interesting with my clients and girlfriends and those of us that have a lot of fire. Um, mm, and I take questions, soul healing, at the second part of this stream. You can say question in caps and then ask your question, and I will be happy to help you get some energy and information around that. So, rhythm, yeah. So, we're all becoming so much more light and so much more electric in the astrology activations and the Gaia activations, the solar flares, the new plasma in here. Okay, so I'm going to block this person because it doesn't feel organic. Thank you. Bye bye. But the rhythm, right? When we dance, when we rotate our root chakras, when we ground to the core of ascending Gaia, this is when I know, and I have a lot of fire in my chart. Yes, you do, Heidi. So the elements of the astrology this year are shifting from more earth and water to fire and air. Okay, so grounding is going to be so important. And as we move through this Taurus season, hello, it's a fixed sign. Like, fix your foundation in this now. I love that I will be recording the cube for my first platonic sound program. And I'm going to tell y'all on my newsletter how you can purchase that once it's done. And you can purchase it forever and a day. But the grounding is going to be really important, okay, throughout this Earth Taurus season, because Earth rules Taurus. And we're really being called to lay the foundation so that we can allow the communication and the transformation to keep coming in. And remember, we are light beings. We are electromagnetic beings with our own toroidal field. So when we shake this out, thank you. Something also coming in hugely for all of us in this now is to shake and rattle and imagine your nervous system that is getting so overstimulated with these new frequencies, and like shake it out and imagine your nervous system shaking out any the electric boogie woogie. I love that, Colette. Yes. So getting into the rhythms of your own body and releasing all of that tension, because when you release it from your nervous system actually upgrades so that it can receive and integrate these light codes and plasma frequencies and solar flares, geomagnetic storms, the polar shifts, the magnetics are shifting. Like, this is ascension, everybody. This is what we're in. Okay, so honoring our rhythms today and for the rest of the week. Okay. All right. So everybody's been really enjoying pulling a card. Okay. All right, Osho. I knew before I started. Yeah, Osho is like, no, these squares with the sun, thankfully the sun has come off the exact squares of Pluto at 3, and where's Mars at right now? I didn't bring my honeycomb. I'm like, is it still at 3 or has it shifted? But it comes out of its shadow this week. Mercury comes out of its shadow. Venus is the last one to come out of her shadow. We're still experiencing her long ass conjunction with Saturn in Pisces. Oh my goddess. Venus is happy in Pisces. Saturn is not. But this is what we signed up for. All right. Yeah. So that was the download for everyone's EMFs. You're the EMF. We're the miracle. We're the miracle. We're the prize. Okay. One more shuffle. All right, Mother, Father, God in heaven. The 12 signs honoring this new moon, grounding it, whether it's a square or a trine or a sextile or a quincunx. Who am I? All right, Aries. All right, Aries, you got Venus coming back. Neptune's just coming in. All right, Taurus is in your second house where she rules. All right, Aries. Okay, Aries, courage. I'm talking to you, Heidi. Courage. Okay, and y'all, oh my gosh, you're going to love the new moon meditation that I did for Serious Joy. It's so beautiful. Okay, courage. Okay, Aries, you're the leaders. Now you're leading us in a new, evolved way. The North Node is done in your sign now. You have new projects that fire and that passion and your soul has been calling you to build. Heidi, I feel like this is totally for you. And what do we do in April and May? We plant the seeds so that they can grow. This channel, this stream is about, I'm pulling tarot cards for the 12 signs for the new moon. We do astrology and soul searching, and I am a sound healer. Welcome, Plants Russ. And if you like plants, you can. Okay, well, I'm going to block you now. So you're a bot. Oh my goodness. See what happens when I do it this way. I get more viewers, but then I've got to watch the trolls. All right. So courage, Aries, for this new moon. Plant the seeds that are going to grow. Plant the seeds that are going to grow. Yeah, Elaine, I think it was a bot, so I blocked him. We don't have time for that. All right, Aries, that's you. Courage. We're not talking Wizard of Oz here. Or are we, Heidi? Put white shoes on her, please. And I hope you know what the red shoes mean. I hope everybody knows what the red shoes mean. Ding dong, the Pope is dead. Sorry, had to say that one because he wasn't a good guy. Taurus, happy birthday, Taurus. I'm talking to myself here. Happy new moon. Taurus. Woo, yes, Taurus. Another soul card, everyone. Integration. Bringing the feminine and the masculine in the yin and yang with a transformation of all that has happened. There's an octahedron. At the top, which is the air element. It's also what the pyramids in Egypt are, as above, so below. Still interested to hear any new information coming out on what they found. So integrating Taurus, the sun just went through our 12th house. So, if you've had your birthday already, Taurus, like you're feeling your heart online with what that subconscious purge was for you solarly. I'm waiting for mine. But this new moon this weekend is really going to help us integrate the ethereal and the material, and ground it in our hearts for this now. Okay. So it's all about us pulling all of our resources together, Taurus, for that new foundation that we are building for our year ahead, our solar return as we rebirth ourselves now. It is sad, Elaine. There's so much that's going to get disclosed, and I've known about it for a while, and it's hard to watch and witness, and it's what's been going on. And the sooner we all say yes to seeing the truth of all that is, the sooner we all get to go to where we all want to be. But integrating that the force and the allowing, really grounding it in our hearts, Taurus. And happy birthday, Tauruses. All right, y'all. So you got integration. All right, Geminis, let's see what's glowing for you. Okay, Geminis, for this new moon. It's in your 12th house, Gemini, so y'all might be getting tired. All right, Geminis, master. This is Osho. He's the creator of this deck. Mastering your thinking. And we've got the sun at a Mercury ruled degree today, Geminis. So, mastering the duality and inner. This is interesting for you, Geminis. Jupiter's been in your sign. It's going to be moving into Cancer in June. So, really utilizing that expansion. And, might I suggest, Geminis, that it's about grounding your playful, dualistic nature in a higher conscious way, right? Using your thinking to your benefit in this now, Gemini, in this now. Um, so really wanting so that you can play with it in the airy way that the air element likes to go back and forth, so that you can be the master of using your thinking for forward motion, right? And again, this is the week we're having all these planets come out. We have them all come out of shadow, and then May 4th, Pluto retrogrades. It's hilarious. So we have this blip in time, everybody, a blip in time. All right, moving on to our Cancers for this new moon and week ahead, right here, Cancers. Oh, Cancers, this is so sweet for you. Ordinariness. Cancers, you love making a happy home. Let it start with you. So you've had Jupiter in your 12th this last year, and it's like, okay, I'm going to put myself first because I deserve it. When my cup runs over, then I can give to others. I'm not bending over backwards for anybody anymore. And the ordinariness, nurturing yourselves in nature, nurturing yourselves with fresh flowers, Cancers, really taking care of yourself in the best way possible, and saying yes to that beauty in everything and allowing yourselves to slow down a little bit and stop and smell the roses. And this is a material card. So you've got Jupiter coming this summer in June, my Cancers. So for this, yeah, for this, Cancers, and getting your hands out there in the dirt and getting ready to plant those seeds of finding beauty in the simple things. All right. Leos for this new moon. Oh, it's right here. New moon. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is interesting. It's an emotional card for you, Leos. Leos, you cannot do anything you don't want to do unless it lights your heart up like a sun, because that is what the sun does in your heart. In your heart, in your heart, in your heart, so it glows. And this is when that playful nature of you comes out, Leo. When your emotions are like not bogged down, it's like, oh, I can play with this energy. Dolphins are super playful, they're very telepathic, and it's all about the heart frequency with the dolphins. So yeah, Leo, like all about that. And I know Taurus season squares you a little bit, but as long as it feels good in your heart, Leos, move on with it. Move on with it. All right. All right. We're having a quiet, it's a quiet thing. New moons are a little more quiet. And I know everybody's having one heck of a time. So, Virgos, for this new moon in Taurus, which will be trying you, some of you. All right, Virgos, new moon in Taurus, week ahead. All right, Virgos, yes. Y'all are ready for some kind of new adventure. A new adventure, Virgos. Trying something that's out of your comfort zone, Virgos, thinking out of the box. Oh, some of you have had Uranus trining your sun. If you can't fix it, Virgos, maybe it's not meant to be in your wheelhouse. A lot of us are having, this is interesting. They're showing me the nervous system again that I said shaking out the nervous system. So, Virgos, if you've been trying to like fit the square peg in a round hole, and well, it would be is that the right saying? Exactly, Virgos, what I just said. But, something that's fun that brings your inner child on board, Virgos. And the Leo's in your 12th house, but if you have to have everything so organized that it doesn't work anymore, then it's not meant to. So clear the space and try doing it in a new way. And they're showing the nervous system for you, Virgos, and that could be Uranus trining your sons for a lot of you. Because Uranus is the electrical system, right? So shaking it out, Virgos, this new moon, and trying something new. And Virgos, you're an earth sign too. So maybe getting your garden organized in a different way this spring, planting new seeds to grow something new for you. And that's an adventure too. And getting your hands in the dirt is always a good recommendation for new moon energies in an earth sign. Talking to myself. All right. Wait, Virgo, Libra. All right, Libras. What's going on with y'all, Libras? Libras for this new moon in Taurus. Interesting, Libras. We've got the Judgment card for you. Morality. Look at this lovely piece of sunshine. Ugh. Libras, are y'all judging yourselves too much? I think you are. Are you judging yourselves too much? This is when your scales are way too much out of balance and you're overthinking it, Libra, instead of feeling it quite literally. And it's like Libras, it's like you're looking at this and you're looking at that, and that feels too heavy and that feels too light. And it's the balance, Libras. So what are you judging yourself too harshly about? We don't have time to judge our processes anymore. And we don't have time to judge others. So if you do find yourself judging others, it's because you're judging yourself too much, Libra, and you got to get to the heart about it. You got to get to the feeling that's beneath it. So stop beating yourselves up too much, Libras. That's your new moon in Taurus. Very interesting. Very interesting. Osho is so funny. All right. Scorpios. Happy anti-birthday, Scorpios. Scorpios for this new moon in Taurus week ahead. Oh, I think we're all feeling this, Scorpios. Exhaustion. So tired of keeping the machine running. Oh my goddess. Isn't this so much for all of us? And remember, Scorpios, the earth is in your sign right now, right? So if it's something that's not bearing you fruit, Scorpios, give it a time out, and let yourself go out and ground and reassess, because that's going to help you not feel so exhausted when you take that rest. And Scorpios, this is great for all of us. And this is the interesting thing about this new moon, because in step astrology, Earth is the ruling planet of Taurus. So the Earth is disposited right now in Scorpio. She's like, oh, it's so dark. It's so heavy here in this Scorpio consciousness. Yes, Kathy, hence the need for you to nap. Yes, take a nap. Take a nap, Scorpios. Sleep it in. Sleep it in. Let it go. Let it go. And if you can take a nap on the earth, Scorpios, all the better. All the better. Dreams have been ridiculous. Dreams have been ridiculous. And they've been up in 5G. Ooh, I want to share something about that. I was watching a Pam Gregory, and this guy is like a integrated astrology and his astronomy, whatever. I forget what he does, but Pam Gregory works with Veda Austin. Is it Veda Austin? Yeah, she does the consciousness and pictures of the water. And I found this fascinating because there's a lot of fear around these frequency challenges we've all been experiencing since they put up all these 5G towers, which are not organic. We are the organic ascension. But what she said was so hopeful and positive because Veda Austin was discovering when the water was getting blasted with 5G, it was getting like shocked, right? And Scorpios, you're a water sign. Well, we're all water because we're humanity and we're like the water planet, and the 80+% of it is water. But what Veda Austin was finding in her research, when the water would get blasted with the 5G, and that's electric, false electric, right? Then the water would go into a shock and she'd freeze it and look at the shock of it and then let it calm down and let it melt and let it whatever. And then the next time those big waves of 5G came, it didn't shock the water as harshly. So we are the natural organic ascension process, humanity, those of us that have not, falsely, opted to get our DNA jabberwockied. So knowing that, like, nature's got the upper hand in this ascension process, and they can't stop it. What they're going to keep trying, it's just like, guys, it's so boring. Join the party. So, we're adapting to these new rays, and Gaia's got her own frequencies that cannot be stopped. They've the jig is up. All right. Scorpios, thank you for that depthful insight. I'm like, have we done all 12 yet? Where are we at? Sagittariuses. All right, Sag. We always come to an interesting chapter in these for you. All right, Sagittariuses, new moon in Taurus. Of course, this depends what house it is in your natal chart. All right, Sages. Say yes to the rebirth, Sages. Y'all have been feeling a little just like, and then there's your heart asking you, and then what do you love to do, Sages? You love to be fiery. You love to play. You're in, wow, and this is a mental card, a mental rebirth. You're going to get Venus and Mercury's already in Aries. So that's starting to try in some of you. So these insights like, okay, all right, I'm coming back online. All right, Sagittariuses. So just keep on moving it forward. And again, Venus is going to come into Aries this week, not quite out of a shadow. I need to look at charts every day. So yeah, Sagittarius says this is going to be a rebirthing sensation new moon for you. All righty, moving on to the Capricorns for this new moon in Taurus. Capricorns. Oh, stop shooting all over yourself, Capricorns. Wesley, am I talking to you? The burden card, right? The weight of the world on your shoulders. Well, Kathy, I'm laughing because you're a Capricorn rising, right? And we released so much tension off of your shoulders in your sound healing session, which was epic. You can book one at kristenwriter.com, even if you're virtual. So the burden, Capricorns, yeah, again, Capricorns, put it down for the weekend. Put it down for the weekend, Capricorns. There's always Monday. Yeah, like just clear your plate. Clear the shooting all over yourself, which is a mental card, so that you can receive the energies of, yeah, can't take it. It's so, right, Wesley? Take the weekend off if you can, brother. Like the Capricorns are shooting all over themselves. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. And look, there's a mountain in here. Like, Well, we pulled the rhythm card, Wesley, so you might want to get your boots on, go out dancing. So the burden energy, like put it down. Put it down. Yeah, put it down. Sorry, guys. I'm just telling it like it is. All right, Aquarius is Aquarius for this new moon and week ahead. Aquarius. Oh, all right, Aquariuses. Hi, Sherry. Thank you for joining in. Love you. All right, Aquariuses. This new moon for you feels like you're like, all right, I've done it. I'm on top of the world. I'm doing it. It's great. I've succeeded. I've done all that I can do. It's like ticker tape parade. Look at the success of that. And it's a fire card. You're ready to express yourself, celebrate the success. Everything's going. Like, oh, and I mean, well, with Capricorn in your 12th, Pluto that was there forever, it's like, okay, I did the subconscious work so that I can start winning. Yes, Aquariuses, it's time to start winning. Put yourselves on top of the world. We're ready for you, Aquariuses. We're ready for you to come out and be your true selves, Aquarius. Success. Mission well done. That's great for y'all. All right. Pisces. Whew, Pisces, you're almost through this party. Pisces, y'all been going through it. All right, Pisces. Here we glow. Here we glow. Uh-oh, Pisces. All right, well. Pisces, we've got the politics here. Yes, Sherry, you missed Sag. Y'all are in a rebirth. You'll have to rewind the replay a little bit. Hi, Annie. Thanks for joining. Okay, Pisces, you got the politics. You know, this Venus and Saturn coming to the upper degrees. It's going to be shifting into Aries May 24th. You know, Pisces, you got to be honest with yourselves. You got to be honest with yourselves. You know, and Neptune was there, and the politics of the media and the crap and the delusion and the illusion and the blah, blah, blah. Venus is happy there, but with her still conjuncting Saturn, there's something that you're not being honest with yourselves about, Pisces. Ugh. Yeah, you're lying to yourselves about something. I'm sorry, Pisces. You got to get real. You got to get real with yourselves, Pisces. All right. Politics. Yeah. Lying to ourselves first and foremost. But when we do acknowledge that we're lying to ourselves, it's easier to detect when others are not being honest with us. Pisces, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Yep. Politics coming in. All right, everybody. There is the 12 signs for the new moon. Some of them great, some of them a little more challenging. That has to do with these squares and everything. It's an intense time. But we're doing great. We're all doing great. I'm talking to myself here. Okay, so all right. Y'all, we're at the second half of the stream. If you have a personal question, you can type question in all caps and add your question in the chat. There was a soul somebody in the beginning. We'll see if they're still here. If they're real. Hi, Sarah. I didn't see you pop in here. Hi, sister. You're crushing it. So grateful for you. Wait, Sarah, you a Pisces? I put politics. Ruh-roh. You can't write this shift. Right when you needed to I was like, wait, she's a Pisces. Aren't you a Pisces? Oh my gosh. And Saturn, the past lives card just popped out. There you are, soul healing. Yes, thank you. You heard me talking to you. Lost a job as I predicted. Oh, I'm sorry you lost that job. And it's a blessing in disguise. Hi, Dominic. If you have a question and you're a real person, type question in the chat and I'll answer it for you. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. You're on Instagram. Thank you for joining from Instagram. Okay. Soul healing. Yeah. This is really stressing in your yeah. So the truth is hard to see, soul healing in your Pisces. I know. And the stress card jumped out for you. Oh my God, all my Pisces are freaking out. Y'all are stressed out. So thank you, soul healing, for asking this question. God, that job was so not what you want to do, soul healing. Oh my God. It was driving you nuts. It was making you pull your hair out. No, this is a blessing in disguise for you, soul healing. And you would have stayed there forever if you didn't get fired. And that's not, no. Pisces, you can swim in the back and forth forever. And this is maybe where y'all are lying to yourselves, like, you can't take it anymore. Calgon, take me away. No. Draw the boundary. All right. The boundary is where the heart of the two fish meet. Draw the boundary. And it's the Vesica Pisces. It's the yes and, but you have to be in that in between place where spirit talks to you, where your heart is online, where you can integrate all of your gifts. It's not about doing that one thing anymore. It's about integrating all of your gifts where all of those things can be expressed, Pisces. Soul healing, thank you so much for asking this question and letting me. I'm sorry my prediction was right, but I'm not here to sugarcoat things for everybody because I'm a tough lover and I love everybody and it requires tough mama bear love sometimes. So let's pull for where you're going, soul healing. What's coming in for soul healing? Yeah, you didn't like that job. Oh, stop beating yourself up, soul healing. You're feeling guilty, like you messed something up, like you didn't. Yeah. Okay, taking accountability, soul healing, like, but not letting yourself feel guilty about it. Guilt is a really heavy emotion, right? So stop beating yourself up about it. Like you kind of, you were doing some subconscious sabotage. You were subconsciously sabotaging because you hated that freaking job. You hated it. You hated that job. So be grateful for your subconscious sabotage. There's a little joke in it, but that will help you loosen the guilt that you're beating yourself up about it. Yeah, soul healing. All right, future for soul healing's guidance. Okay, soul healing. All right, I'm having to give you some tough love here. All right, emotional laziness, right? So this is where you've got to take responsibility. Like, yes, let yourself rest this weekend, but don't lie to yourself that you don't have work to do. And the work is to do the emotional healing that you need to do around this guilt, knowing that if you stayed at that job, it would have broke the camel's back, it would have popped the balloon, and everything would be ultimately a lot worse than where you are now. But you've got some emotional work to do this weekend, soul healing, and be honest with yourself, let yourself relax, but allow yourself to relax so that the calm of the external chaos lets you feel where that healing needs to happen, that you haven't reached at this precipice. Okay, soul healing. So yeah, I'm going to pull one from this deck for you because that's Osho doesn't sugarcoat stuff. And then I'm loving you. I'm giving you a big ethereal hug. All right, soul healing, soul healing, soul healing. Yeah. Yeah. Time to meditate, soul healing. That's what's going to help you do the work. This is literally a meditation card. And the new moons, and with these squares and all this party in Pisces, meditation is the medication. Meditation is the medication. Yeah. Yeah. And then you'll feel it. You're like, oh God, Kristen was right. And I'm sorry. And I love you. And you're going to get through this, but you've got some clearing you got to do this new moon. All right. And meditation is the medication. All right. I pray that helped, soul healing. And you're going to get through this. Yeah. Outside, meditation outside, everything outside. If the weather permits for you this weekend to be outside, talking to myself, well, I've got work to do. Y'all, I'm birthing so many programs this weekend. All right. We have some other questions. Okay. All right, Annie. Thank you for supporting everybody. Yes. All right. I've got other questions. I'm scrolling up, my friends. I believe the next question is from Elaine. Your mom is starting to lose memory. Is she going to be okay, or it's going to go fast? Yeah. Our older sisters and brothers. Yeah, no, Sherilyn wants to be used on this one. She's got, we all have our own timeline with Mother, Father, God, but they're tired too. Our parents, they're in their 70s, upper 70s, 80s. They've been the most programmed. And poisoned. Like all these crazy poisons started coming out with them running around in the streets following the deep machines, So, and here, cook your 50s dinner in aluminum foil to help your Alzheimer's. So if she's not willing to try some of the more homeopathic and organic healing things, it's going to be faster. Especially if she's in the Western medical criminal illness system. Elaine's mom. And no judgment on anyone's choices. Okay, we don't have time to judge anybody's process or what they're choosing. 111, thank you, God. I pulled the goddess of water on this. Well, it's interesting. Like, does she swim? Does she do things to get both sides of her body moving? Does she take salt baths? That could help her detox some of the aluminum and poisons and all that stuff. It's feeling like it's feeling like the calcification around her God gland, the pineal gland, Elaine, is a lot. And we've all been drinking fluoride forever. That puts a tight encasement around the pineal gland. And this is where they're saying if she's willing to do some water work and work both sides of those hemispheres of her brain and do some detoxing, it can slow the process down a lot. But it requires some healing and an emotional healing. Emotion, because the water energy, the goddess of water, right? Some emotional healing, but getting her to the beach also. Those negative ions are very detoxing. And I was dreaming about being at the beach last night. It was so wonderful. God, I'm ready to go to the beach for my birthday, May 7th. Goddess of water. Yeah. So she would have to make some changes, Elaine, and I don't know that she wants to, and it's okay if she doesn't want to. But the water would be very healing if you could get her to the beach or salt water, or have her swim at an indoor pool, because I know it's still pretty chilly up there in Canada. Yeah, it would require some work. All right, sorry, Elena, those are the facts. And I love you. All right, Sherry, feeling so much self-doubt, overwhelmed, moving mom into assisted living. Yeah, we're all having to take care of our elders. And she has dementia. Oh my gosh, y'all. All of the mental illness is so criminal, and it is par for this astrology, y'all, as Uranus is going to be going into Gemini this summer. Jupiter is going to be wrapping up and coming out of shadow. So this is going to be amplifying the awareness of all of the dementia, Alzheimer's. And like I said, that generation has been the most programmed and poisoned. We all have been, but I'm just loving you all through these challenging transitions with our elders. My sister, I love her so much, and my younger sister too, but my older sister's helping my mom with her brand new knees. My mom's a firecracker. Okay, wondering how to move through the pain and doubt easier. Okay, let's see, Sherry. And I'm so sorry, sister. It's hard. And I've helped a couple of my other best friends in these transitions, and one of the moms is doing a lot better. One of them is no longer with us, and no judgments. We all have our time. Okay, for my Sherry Courtier, what can help her through this transition with her mom? Ooh, all right. Okay. All right. Okay. Alchemy. Okay, this is beautiful, Sherry. Okay, because this is where true magic is, Mhm. Music is so good for any kind of mental illness. Okay. This is one of the reasons I do what I do. I do sound healing. If you can play some Hertz healing music or some of your mom's favorite music as you're moving her into her new space, like what is some music that lights your mom's heart up, because that can help access the subconscious where all memories are still stored. And alchemy is magic, turning something that's base metal, and which is the poisoning. Heavy metals and frequency is the poisoning, and fluoride and aluminum together with mercury is the poison. It's in our foods, it's in our chemtrails that RFK is working really hard to get out of our environment, but 5G is a new element, and remembering that we are the magic. Okay. So, yeah, it's feeling like, allowing it to be a celebration instead of a funeral energy would be a way of turning the funeral heavy metal energy into the golden magic, because that's what alchemy is. It's transforming base metal into gold. So using the magic and the wisdom that you've got with your mom, and this is good for anyone that's having to do this for yourselves. Like, try and make it as joyful as possible for them, and then doing your own work at home and your grieving work at home, so they're not seeing it, because they're probably not going to remember it anyway. And when they're sleeping and that music is playing, if there's things you want to say, that's a really great way. So you can get what's heavy on your heart off, and save the heavy stuff for work at home, Sherry, and keep the light stuff for, where she's going, so it can be a celebration instead of a funeral. Oh, that's some big stuff. And I'm giving you a big hug, Sherry. Big, big hug. Okay. Hope that helps. Question for Sarah. Is the politics in my home life or work life? Can I plead the fifth? Can I plead the fifth? All right, Sarah, you're a badass, is that's what I'm going to tell you. Okay, for Sarah, yeah, Osha wants to come here and help you with this one. You're an amazing mom, Sarah. I just want you to know that. And you're an amazing woman, and you're kick ass, and you're learning so much. Okay. All right. So, are the politics for my Sarah okay, politics in work? I'm pulling two for you. Politics at home. Okay. Okay. It got real quiet in here. Classified information. All right, Sarah. I pulled this card for the politics at work. And this is the fighting card, right? And it's what we resist persists, right? So, and it's a mental card, right? So, if you're going in with the energy of I've got to do this, then you're going to get more pushback, right? And you're so inventive, and your children have like taught you so much out of the box ways of being, that if you don't meet the energy at the same level, right? Take the mental out of it and be like, okay, what am I learning here? What have I learned, and what do I know doesn't work for me in this? Because if you keep going at it at the same, and then what they're saying is elevate it, because then it goes like this, and then you're the paper on the rocks, paper, scissors. Does that make sense? That was interesting. Thank you. Love my psychic. And then for your home, I pulled what is the politics energy at home, and I pulled the patience card. Girl, you've got three children. I bow down, I bow down, I bow down. this will be shifting, but when in doubt, more patience, more slowing down, more honoring the cycles, and mm, the rhythms of what's going to suit which child best. And you get 5 million crowns for patience, in my opinion. You're an amazing mom, and don't ever doubt that. Okay. I hope that helps, sister. And you're a badass. All right. Whoo, y'all. Puppet like it's hot. Puppet like it's hot. All right. Thank you for that. Outside. Yes. Thank you a lot. Thank you. Soul healing. I'm giving you a big hug. You're gonna get through it, but you got some work to do. You're welcome. Hi, Michelle. Yay. We got some interesting things coming in for Gemini this week. She got paralyzed 40 years ago. Oh my God. So wow. Water. That's swimming would be so great if she could do it. They showed me like in a PT pool was the first visual I got with the goddess of water because it would help and it would let her move. Wow, I'm just now seeing this after I answered 2 other questions, Elaine. Well, I hope that helped. Yeah, dehydrated. Yeah, and y'all for dehydration, you can put Celtic salt in your water. I love it. Mm. Okay. Oh, you're an hour. Oh God, Elaine, I'm so sorry. That's hard. And I wish they could take her to water therapy. Uh feels like it's at home. Oh, that's interesting. Well, it's interesting that I gave you that reading then, Sarah. Okay, we've got another question. Hi, Yashi. Welcome. Okay, where to go? Where to go? All right. Question: what energy would like to express for this upcoming week of April to May? Okay. I pulled a general in the beginning, Annie, and I pulled the rhythm card, but let's hone in on this shift into May Day, my birthday month, the best month to be born. I've always been a wacko about my birthday. And ever since I was little, I've memorized people's birthdays. And it's like, your birthday's close to my birthday. It's like God knew I was going to be an astrologer. All right. For the shift of April into May, general for all of us, requested by Annie. Yeah, I mean, you can't write it. Goddess of Earth. Look at this. Ground, 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 ground. Annie, I don't think you were on either in the beginning. I did a whole download. I'm going to be recording a evergreen version for purchase of my Platonic Sound program, starting with a cube. And it's interesting that we're in Taurus for this because we're all being asked to ground more than ever before. Barefoot on the ground, get some grounding shoes, get some grounding sheets. Get out into nature. Get your hands in the dirt. Goddess of Earth. Go with your roots to the core of Gaia. Ground, ground, ground. All right. Especially as it gets louder and louder out there. Ground, ground, ground. All right, ladies. That's what we're going to do, and gents. All right. Okay, well, I hope that helped, Sarah. Great. Thank you. Okay. Next question. Thank you for your question, Yashi. I'm going to tune in on that. Michelle, how much do I love you? Let me count the ways. Oh, I wish I had a flower. 1, I love you that much. 2, what was that? They're showing they love me, love me not, loves me not, loves me plucking all the flowers. And I love you, Michelle. You're so great. But I'll pull a card on that anyway for you. Michelle, this new moon in your 12th. Ooh. All right, Michelle, you got the expression card. Girl, you got so many projects going. And as long as you are passionately expressing yourself, not judging yourself, and Girl, this is Janis Joplin painting here. So does this tell you how much I passionately love you? I used to sing Janis Joplin songs for audition songs in New York too. Busted flat in Baton Rouge, waiting for a train. I was feeling nearly faded as my jeans. All right, you got some Bobby McGee out of me. All right, expression, Michelle. All right, Yoshi's got. You've not had any contact. Okay, feelings of E. You need some tough love here for you. So I'm going to get my. It did help, Elaine. I'm so glad. Whoa, these two popped out for you. Yashi, no contact. Okay, so yeah, you're having to. I know this is a tough one. I've had to face this myself. Um, the awareness that Yashi, you deserve better. Your inner child didn't feel safe in that relationship with E, and your inner child didn't feel like she could be herself. Like you didn't feel like you could be yourself. And that's the hard awareness that your soul is saying you deserve better. You couldn't be yourself. You couldn't play. You couldn't have fun, and God is asking you, well, your higher self is asking you, and your inner child is asking you, go look for somebody new. If they haven't contacted you, that's the news you're waiting for. So stop pining for them and look for the action. I feel you, sister, because your inner child didn't like this person anyway. Like, that's the awareness that you need to see, and that you aren't the one being rejected. You're the one that's starting to honor yourself. And that delusion of that relationship, that he's the one for you, is the awareness that you got to face, so that you can go out and join the party and find a more suitable suitor for you that really honors you, Yashi. Yeah. Bye bye, E. No, sorry. I know it's hard. I'm sorry. I knew it was going to not be. Let's see. Yashi out finding someone new. Yashi out finding someone new. Oh, well, this happens when we haven't fully healed our insecurities, this comparison energy, and it sucks. Whenever we compare ourselves to somebody else or think, oh, they found somebody new, it just sucks. So don't do it. Don't get stuck in your head about it. Go out to somewhere where you're going to have fun with like-hearted people and dance. I'm sorry, and I get it. And that's not fun. Um, oh yeah, good luck, Elaine. Wow, yeah. Okay, Kathy, what do you need to know for this new moon? That you need to take a nap because you're exhausted. Wow, that's interesting. Kathy. All right, Sherilyn wants to come out for you. I'm going to shuffle on this. All right. Wow, it's so funny. I'm in my living room by myself, and I feel like I'm in the whole universe right now. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm really doing this, God. All right. Oh, it's starting to get nice here. Maybe I'll take myself out. Yeah, Yashi, I'm giving you a hug, sister. I understand. Yeah, you're doing great. You deserve better. Yeah. We all deserve the best, better than all the rest. I'm like channeling the 80s here. Okay, what does Kathy need to know for this new moon that you don't need to know? That's for me to you, sister. All right, Kathy, for this new moon. Oh, interesting, Kathy. Shadow. Girl, you got some shadow work to do. That's interesting. You've been transforming so much and so fast. And you're in your anti-birthday. Like, you help me out when it's my anti-birthday, sister. So. They're like, there's something, wow, wow. Okay. So they're showing me your heart as the golden sun, and, in the grid work that you're doing, that thing that you found, it may be calling you this weekend. Interesting. Okay. So this is the visual I'm getting, Kathy. This is very interesting because you have a little bit of land there. And you're going to understand this because it ties in I don't wanna ruin it for serious joiners, but, I've done these meditations before. But they're asking you to literally plant seeds that bring your inner child even more joy, and imagine those going even deeper to the core of your heart so you can go deeper to through it's like a tectonic the energy of what you ran into down there for your grid work feels like a tectonic plate, right? So what they're showing is when you plant the flowers that bring your inner child joy, you can imagine those roots going down like the beautiful force of love light they are, so deep into the core that it breaks that shadow. And this is symbolic for you to get to the new evolution of you and Gaia. That was cool. I know, but it can be fun. So here's the thing with you, powerful soul sister. The work can be fun. It doesn't mean that it's doom and gloom. Look in this card. There's light. There's light on the other side of it. And it's your anti birthday. So it kind of makes sense. I know, but it's work that you love to do. So don't lie to me about it. And you're good at, and you said yes to. We all signed somewhere, everybody. We all signed somewhere. All right. Still HG is one of your favorites. Good. Yay. Am I still doing HG? I never did HG. It doesn't reside. I don't, it's not my thing. Somebody's asking if you do HG. I gotcha. I gotcha. You were going plant shopping this weekend. You didn't tell me that, Kathy. A little bit psychic. All right, my friends. Well, thank you so much for another amazing pop up tarot. I pray this helped you. If you want to donate to this stream, I greatly appreciate it. If you're watching your dollars, then please like, subscribe, and share to my YouTube channel because this is helping everyone weekly, and that is my soul service. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I am wishing you all a stunning new moon in Taurus. I'm sending you all so much blessings, so much love. And let's get ready to buckle up for Sunday because it's the beginning of a new week. I love you. Thank you. We've got this.